Hey, congratulations! You understand the power of mentors. You know, I wouldn't be where I am today without mentors. Mentors have been involved and surrounded my life throughout my journey. So congratulations. Talking about the power of mentors, you guys, it was 30-some years ago that I really experienced my first mentor that changed my life. So when they talk about the people you surround yourself help direct your destiny, so true. So the power of you now filling out the application for our mentoring program shows that you have that belief. You know what a mentor can do in your life. You know, 30-some years ago, I sustained a brain injury. Some of you know my story. And as I lay there in a coma and was able to say, why me, why me, why me, and turn that into what? Powerful transition in my life. When I went from sniveling and why is this happening to me to realizing that medically they couldn't explain why I'm alive. I literally had my life taken away and was given the opportunity to mold a whole new life. I'd let go of fear. I never gave up. I lived my purpose. I took action. That's where you are. I was just an everyday person, very ordinary, doing extraordinary things. But it was because of the mentors in my life that I was able to do that. When I set up my first nonprofit, didn't know what a nonprofit was. It's just that we were doing hospital visitation, right? Because we were living our purpose. We were going into the intensive care unit. We were holding hands with people laying in coma. We were telling them to not give up. We were meeting with families in the waiting room saying, there's hope. Here we are in the hospital, and the doctors were seeing progress in the patients and the families understanding. And they said, we need to set up a nonprofit where you can do more. And the next thing I knew, we had funding, we had money to pay for a salary, we had an office. I thought, cool, I want to learn more about this. That one nonprofit led us to build a state foundation and led me to Washington, D.C. to lead a national organization on disability. I was elected president. There I was, flying to Washington, D.C., never flown, little country girl, couldn't walk or talk, but I had purpose. And as I sat in my office and was talked to about bringing us visible and working with Congress, who's Congress? Working through legislation, couldn't even say that word. But I had purpose. All of you guys have stepped forward. You took action like I did. You believe. I believed. There was nothing that could take me away from accomplishing what I was going to because I believed. So as I sat in my office, people kept saying, you need to contact Jim Brady. Jim Brady? Yeah, the press secretary for President Reagan. He took a bullet in his head for our president, and he had had a brain injury, and he was sitting in the back bedroom like the rest of us were. We weren't looking at his strengths and what he could contribute. We had warehoused him. So I called Jim. He comes into my office, rolls in his wheelchair. Never met him, scared to death, talking and talking and talking, barely legible. And finally I said, Jim, I don't know anything about Congress. I don't know anything about legislation. Do you think you can help me? This is the power of a mentor. He leaned back in his wheelchair and he said, honey, if I could sell President Reagan to the American public for 8 years, I think I can help you. That mentorship to teach me how to work with people in seats of power, to show me how to work behind the scenes. Our first bill in Congress with this mentor, we got $20 million to set up 4 regional brain injury centers. Here's a person that couldn't barely walk or talk, but I had purpose and I had mentors. So the power of mentors, the power of our mentorship, walking you through this journey, like no other. And I know many of you, we meet with people all around the country every day that talk to us about, well, they tried a coaching program, they tried a mentoring, they got nowhere, they got more books and tapes. This is nothing like you've ever seen. We've got mentors that have walked the walk for 30 years. They've been down this path. They've accomplished amazing things. I mean, for us, the mentors I had to go from getting that first legislation to creating and passing the most civil rights legislation in the world, the Americans with Disabilities Act, that's powerful. But it was just an ordinary person that could have mentors around that we did extraordinary things with. So it's important for us to know that you're serious, that you're ready to take that step, that you're going to let go of any baggage you've had in the past, of any other coaching, all those programs that you say didn't work. Don't bring that in to this relationship. Let go of it. We've got a phenomenal team that's going to walk you every step of the way to allow you to live a life of significance like we've all lived. You know, one of our projects is serving Africa. They have built 700 homes in Africa for widowed women and orphans. Talk about impact. We have another group that is out there making a difference for veterans, led by a veteran. We have another group that's doing affordable housing, universally designed. So be thinking about what makes you stand out, what would make us want to bring you into our program, and together we'll walk the walk. So you guys, in our mentoring program, I wanted to prepare you for the next step. Our purpose consultant will be calling you. Now, as you can see, we can't accept everyone. We are very focused on building projects around the world that are making impact. And so for you to be accepted into the program, think about what makes you stand out from the rest. Are you an action taker? Do you believe that this can happen? Because when we accept an application, we look over it and we can't take everybody that applies. So you're going to need to say, okay, here's what makes me different. Here's my special sauce. Here's how I take action. Here's how I never give up. Here's the success I can create. We want to make sure we're a fit. And we only accept the folks that are ready to take decisive action and are going to take that journey with us and follow our mentoring program. So I look forward to our journey together. Congratulations. Keep taking those steps of action. And we look forward to being part of the mentoring team that's going to bring you to a life of purpose.